the female host on BET, from Sherry Carter to Liza Michelle on All. I don't know if you remember her. Rachel, the one I can't remember on Video LP. There was Ananda. There was
Roxy.
Lisa Johnson before Ananda on Teen Summit. There was a host called named Lisa Johnson. All of them were light skin, long hair. Sherry Carter had a shortcut, but was that on
Roxy
purpose?
after Free. Probably.
Roxy, Julissa, Free is light skin too. I
I
just
think so.
wonder, was that because on the Rap City documentary, Big Les talks about how they did not want her, and it was because of her body type. But when I saw Big Les, okay, I dance, right?
Me too.
So I grew up how you grew up doing fashion. I was watching for the dance moves.
Me
I
too.
was doing all the routines. Big Les, I remember Big Les being a dancer. I would watch her all the time. She was one of my favorites. Josie, the one with the braids in all the
Yes.
videos, I loved her
Yes.
too. So when she got on BET, when she got on Rap City and Video Soul, I was excited because I finally
Hmm.
got to hear her speak. We didn't hear
Yes.
the dancer speak.
No.
And so it was very shocking and a little disturbing to hear that they did not want her because of the way she looked. This is Black entertainment television. What was
Hmm.
wrong with her look?
You
I didn't.
always have problems within our own culture. Always brown paper bag test. It's in us. Not right. Not making excuses. To think about the time period. The time though, light was still right. Bright, long hair, skinny was still made everybody comfortable.
Yeah.
It was still the gold standard to be light skin, long hair, and skinny.
And how did those images affect you as a
Yes,
child?
yes,
Okay. How did they affect
absolutely.
you as
As far as BET goes, I was always the chubby girl. I think maybe around 15, 16, I thinned out, got taller, all the baby weight came off. But all through elementary school, all through middle school, and the beginning of high school, I was the chubby girl. I did have long hair. Again, it was relaxed. So my hair was long. I never felt like I was light skinned, but I did always want to be the pretty light skinned girl. I did always want to be the skinny girl. I too grew up dancing, and in the dance world, oh my God, I was definitely an anomaly. I was Black and chubby. So I could move. I had great rhythm. I struggled with finding dance studios where I felt like I fit in. I was always in the back. They never danced to music I like. So I feel like BET was there for me in the sense of I could watch the videos and I could learn the choreography and I could do it with my friends. I could teach it to my friends. But again, nobody really looked like me on air until Big Les came along. And she gave me hope. But before Big Les and after Big Les, I can't remember anybody else that gave me hope that I could make it in the entertainment industry, whether it was hosting, whether it was dancing, whether it was styling, because nobody looked like me. Nobody had my shape. Nobody had big butt, big thighs, except for Big Les. So it made me want to I went on the whole dieting thing and the exercise thing. I was anorexic at one point because I wanted to be skinny. I wanted to fit in. Um, I feel like it was a gift and a curse, so to speak.
Mhm.
Because I could see dancers that were brown, but I didn't see any dancers that were thick. I saw singers that were brown. I saw hosts that were brown, but nobody as brown as me, nobody as thick as me. So it's unfortunately it's our given. We have to fight
Yeah.
to see ourselves and find ourselves. And I just thank God
Mhm.
that doors have opened and things have changed somewhat. I think we still have
Somewhat.
a long way to go. Somewhat. I think we still have a long way to go. And it definitely makes me conscious as a mom that my daughter is the same as me. She's the thickums right now. She might get taller and get thinner, but just letting her know that she's still gifted. She's still beautiful. And even if she doesn't see anybody that looks like her, you're still it, boo. Just making sure that message is driven home on a daily basis.
Thank you for sharing that. I always think about that because to me, number one, you're beautiful, but number
Thank you.
two, you are BT. You know what I mean? And when
Exactly.
I think about it, so when I it's me reflecting on how the hosts look, and it wasn't the men. The men could be dark skinned, the men could look
Yeah.
anyway, but the women, and it just I think being raised by a dark skinned mother,
Mm,
And I don't consider myself light skinned. My
me either,
friends
but my
would
family
argue with me.
does.
I ain't light skinned. Okay. I'm
Exactly.
not.
I get the same thing.
I
Everybody in my
don't
house be like, "You light skinned?" No, I'm not light skinned.
no, I ain't. I am not light
Quick
skinned. To
funny
me,
story. My
that's
mother's
brown.
probably gonna be mad, but she used to always say, like, and it's in us. We can't help it. When we know better, we do better. But my mom used to always say when she was a kid and she would, dream about becoming a mom and having kids, that she wanted two light skinned daughters and a dark skinned son. She
Wow.
wanted her girls to be light skinned, maybe because she grew up dark skinned and had such a harsh whatever. She was like, she wanted her girls to be light. She wanted her son dark, but she wanted her girls to be light. And so it's
Yeah.
ingrained in us. It's in our DNA
My
that we
mom is
think
the opposite.
light is better.
My mom was dark skinned. She's like the darkest of her siblings,
Hmm.
and she's lightened up over the years. But
Yeah.
she wanted two dark skinned daughters, and she had two light skinned daughters. And the last one, me, came out with blue eyes. So she like, what the
See?
hell is going on?
Right.
So
That's fun.
I think that was to teach her a lesson. But being raised
Yeah.
by a dark skinned mother, she always made me very conscious of privilege and don't let any of this go to your head.
Yeah.
Everybody's beautiful. Be out in the
Right.
sun, get a tan.
Yes.
That was my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, you look prettier darker. So I
Hmm.
think I said that on one of my videos. I always wanted to be darker
Hmm.
because when people were looking up to light skinned girls, I wanted to look like Maya Campbell
Hmm.
and Kenya Moore. I thought Kenya Moore was the prettiest woman in the world to me. And because she was Miss Michigan and then she was Miss
Yeah.
USA. So I was
Right.
like, and I remember she came, there was this assembly thing, it was like a citywide thing where they got kids from elementary school and we went to the civic center and she had just won. And so she came and I was like, oh my God, why don't
Hmm.
I look like that? And I
Yes.
always just wanted to be darker, but
Hmm.
um I'm thinking BET also had a impact on me not being I was super skinny. And when video girls became the jam, I was not
Hmm.
fit. And this is
Right.
around right after puberty. So right after
Hmm.
puberty, I always had big boobs, but I didn't have nothing else.
Right.
So I was like, oh, you got a Tybo booty. That's what they used to call me in high school, girl. Tybo booty. Tight little butt. And I hated it. I hated when the Melissa
Yeah.
Fords and all them came out. I want to be thick. I want to be thicker. So I think that it goes, everybody is affected by the images that we
Yeah.
see, especially as
Yeah.
children. So it is
Like,
important to show all types of
yes.
beauty, you know?
Absolutely. I remember Monique when she hosted the BET Awards and she did the Beyonce routine and she had all the big girls with her. So this was before Lizzo. But she
Hmm.
did that. That's a core memory of mine. But it also made me feel like, here go the fat girl being a joke again. Everybody thought it was funny. Nobody thought it was cute. Everybody thought it was funny. That's how I took it. Like, oh,
That's how you took
not
it?
big girls can dance. Big girls can do the same thing skinny girls can do. It was, look at them fat girls. That's
Mm.
hilarious. That's how I
Oh,
took it.
okay.
Now
I
I
mean,
see it differently. I love Lizzo and everything that she stands for and her big girls, her dancers, size inclusivity. You see it with more than just Lizzo now. Like, if you ever pay attention to like some of the background dancers, or I think her name's Amani, the head dancer for Beyonce's Renaissance tour, was a thick
yes,
girl.
Tyler.
I
Mhm.
love where we've come,
Yes.
how far we've come. It's
Beyonce
amazing.
she doesn't get the credit for this either. I think she should, but after Monique did that, Beyonce was inspired. And that made her in the very next album, because that was first album between first and
Hmm.
second, the very next album, B Day, she had featured larger dancers.
Hmm.
And she had them right next to her in like
Hmm.
everything. And she
Yeah,
started because people call Beyonce fat. When
right.
she
She wasn't,
people was
but I
really
love
calling
that.
Beyonce fat.
I could see myself in her because I was hippie. I had the butt. So once I lost all my baby weight, it was just hips and butt, and Beyonce. Like, I used to pride myself on having a Beyonce body. It's on my vision board to get it back one day. But
That's right.
Yes, seeing that, it was everything. It was amazing. So it was a
It,
gift and a curse. You could see yourself sometimes, and other times you couldn't see yourself, I feel like.
mhm. I saw Monique. I've always saw Monique as a beautiful woman. Monique has always been beat. Monique has
Mm,
always been had the flyest clothes,
lie,
hair done. To me, she's never given because
sloppy.
sometimes they try to make bigger women not just the butt of the jokes, but like asexual. Like,
Hmm.
like, oh, they're not, I ain't never seen no big girl that ain't had no man.
Exactly.
So she's never given that. Only time that's why I don't like the Parkers because I feel like why are you chasing Professor Ogilvy? He should be
Exactly.
chasing
Yeah, I
you. I
hated
didn't
that
like
show.
that.
Me either.
But yeah, I didn't see her as a butt of the joke on that BET thing. I can see how that could be because some people did, but I thought they was tearing it up.
I loved
They
it.
ate that. Yes, they ate that up.